The FBI says 4 Americans in a white minivan with North Carolina license plates drove into Mexico, were fired at by unidentified gunmen, crashed their van, were put into another vehicle, and taken away.
I don't want to share too much about the information on how we're moving forward or even the individuals. We just want to be really mindful on that.
The FBI issued a $50,000 reward for the return of the Americans and the arrest of those involved. And Mexico's president says the whole government is working on this. He says the Americans came to Mexico to buy medicine. A U.S. official with knowledge of the investigation believes a Mexican cartel mistakenly thought the Americans were Haitian drug smugglers in an area known for its danger.
Travel advisory for Tamaulipas State remains at level 4. Do not travel. We encourage Americans to heed that advice.
I haven't driven across the border in 17 years.
A U.S. lawmaker whose district sits on the border says this incident proves the U.S. needs the political will to deal with border drug dangers while working to get 4 Americans safely back home.
Excuse me on the tier. Latino program time.
Yo, mis saludos y respeto. Po, ple, seco, tlo, deshpa, in Nawa. Greetings to all my gente out there. Hopefully everybody's having a good day. Hey, what can I say? My name is Manny, the Jaguar Man, and this is Hoodwise, homeboy. Throw it up. For those of you who are passing on by, welcome, homies, welcome. Right here in this channel to make homies never break. Make sure that you subscribe. Like that in the future, when I do drop a spill, you're able to get notified. If it's possible, you know, a little like, maybe a little comment like that. I know who you are. Open up a line of communication. When I do hear from you guys, it inspires me. Like I said, I'm not a professional individual to be in front of the camera. I'm from the streets. So I do my best, homie. As it is, I'm camera shy, but hey, you know what? I feel that there needs to be more people like us, like you and I, in front of the camera. Our youth, our kids need to see the raza. They need to see more of our kind in front of the camera. Can't never forget about our culture, our estilo, our morals, our dignity. And I'm not saying I'm the perfect individual. What? I'm not a perfect man. I'll be the first to admit. I've had some type of experience in life, and with that, I would like to share the don't do, the do's, and maybe prevent a kid from going into that dark world that a lot of us have experienced when it comes to going to prison. It's always important to know the politics, the things that are going on across the world. Sometimes growing up, we don't understand them big words. We don't understand what they're trying to say, so we change the channel, or block our ears from whatever. Pinches gabachos, who understands them? But now you see a homie, somebody maybe that you could relate to. I might look like your tío, your primo, your brother, your dad, or your homie. And you might be able to be like, okay, you know what? Let me check this vato out. So by me coming at you with a little positivity and keeping it real and gangster, I might be able to infiltrate your ear and plant those positive seeds that might grow today, tomorrow, maybe a year, 2 years, 10 years from now. But hey, you're going to look back and be like, yeah, I remember the Jaguar Man. He was right. So with that said, homie, enough of that. Let's get ready. I got a good topic for the day. Hope you guys give me some of your time. So kick up your feet. Go get your pisto, your churrito. Oh, I'm not saying that it's okay to smoke yesca or drink. You don't. Just stay away from all that. Go get your water, your little snack, whatever floats your boat, homie. Or home, girl, go. Okay, no. Hey, you like my new hat? Wow. Thank you.
Have you seen a PR situation like this?
No, I have not. They made a huge mistake. They killed 2 Americans, and they know that the Mexican government's going after them. They know that we're going to go after them as well.
Damn. Did you see that? Did you hear that? What's really going on? Mexico, beautiful Mexico querido, ¿qué está pasando? Yeah, all of a sudden, we want to blame the cartel. Human nature goes, we got to blame somebody. So, it says right here, okay, 2 of the 4 Americans kidnapped by armed gunmen in Mexico border city of Matamoros. on Friday were found dead and 2 were found alive on Tuesday. U.S. and Mexican officials are alarmed, a little surprised at what went down. Honestly, not to defend the cartels, but I don't think they get down like that. I'll speak on more on that in a little bit. These people were African Americans. Supposedly they got confused by Haitians. For those of you that don't know, Haiti is a country, it's an island, very poor. No, a lot of them have been migrating through Central America, through Mexico, trying to come to the States. But a lot of them have been setting up shop in Mexico. With that, there comes people that live a better life and do the things right. And there's some that are just straight corrupted. Supposedly, they were mistaken. They are trying to just do things out there against cartel wishes. Tamaulipas Governor Americo Villarreal said, but officials would not confirm whether the person is related to a criminal organization. To be honest with you, I mean, from a personal perspective, the cartels, I don't see them doing these type of things, trying to kidnap people for ransom. Come on. They're very successful at what they do. Allegedly, hypothetically speaking, allegedly, right? There's no need to kidnap an American when they know that's going to bring heat to the business. A saying on the streets when it comes to dope dealing and people owing money. Killing is not the solution. They said dead men don't pay. So, come on. It makes sense, you know? Hey. What's going on, buddy? It says the discovery of the Americans' whereabouts come after 4 were abducted at gunpoint in Matamoros in what is believed to be a case of mistaken identity. Ya ves? Hey, carteles don't kidnap, people. Especially, Americans. Come on. A wise individual doesn't want to bring negative attention to themselves. As always, many Americans, females, especially females, go to Mexico, Tijuana, go to get surgery done. Whether if it's a tummy tuck, get some implants or some bigger nachitas, tetitas, and woo. I guess it's cheaper. But man, ladies and gentlemen, and I say ladies and gentlemen, because gentlemen, if you have a lady that's all into herself, maybe you could kind of plant some seeds of, hey, ¿sabes qué? Hold up. Think about the family, the kids. Don't just get all like, especially if you got a family, you're married. Well, some of these procedures end up in deadly results. That's what's wrong right now in America, that everybody's obsessed with themselves. It's almost like you're idolizing yourself. There's a saying in Spanish that says, lo barato sale caro. Pretty much, I'm going to do my best to translate it. The cheap things in life end up coming out expensive. Well, hopefully that makes sense. Those of you that know what's up. So women, por favor, be careful going to Mexico. Do your research when it comes to these doctors touching your body, putting you to sleep. Is it really worth it? But anyhow, that's story, I guess, traveling so many miles down to Mexico for a tummy tuck. Gentlemen, this goes to the men, so we can't just get all fogged up and expecting your wife or your girlfriend, especially if she gave birth to your children, to your beautiful kids. You can't expect her to look like a model that you see on TV, TikTok, and wooty woo woo. I mean, hey, you know what, homie? The beauty, my jefa once said, when it comes to a woman, comes from the cora. My jefa once said that the beauty pretty much outside fades away within time. Of course, you want to get yourself a good-looking woman, but don't let that control your life. Becomes a priority of the look. Now, if you're able to afford it, fuck it, dale gas. Pero if you know that you're going to put your life in danger, pues be careful. Pretty much that's what I'm getting at. Anyhow, let's get back into this shit. The U.S. citizens have no concerning criminal history that has been identified by investigators. Nah, man, I don't know about that, man. I swear I seen something on TikTok and it's circulating. Why would the media lie? Mainstream media. There must be an agenda here, an excuse to have America with their nose where they don't belong. Once again, so basically the family ultimately want to see accountability for the violence that has been inflicted on these Americans, tragically led to the death of 2. Ladies and gentlemen, this happens every day in Mexico. Every day, people getting kidnapped. People here from the States that go to Mexico get targeted. They just look at your plates, you are a target. And even people out there are getting harassed. My grandpa passed away of COVID a few years ago. He was living in Mexico. Back and forth every now and then, retired, collecting his old hard-worked, earned money. He came to visit for a quinceañera. Unfortunately, he got sick and passed away. God bless his memory. Love you, Grandpa. The moral of the story is that before he came over here, he was approached by local cartels or maybe bajadores, so to speak, and they took his guns. Yeah, they took his guns, and they were trying to get him to sign his ranch, his property over to them. So you hear a lot of this happening. These men out there setting up shop or whatever they're doing. They're probably not even cartels. They're just local fucking thugs forming a little group, a little gang, and just trying to fucking prey upon the poor, the humble. And that's not cool, man. That's not cool. Really against that, man. It's almost like a bully. You know, people out here taking advantage of the local vendors, trying to make a living. I hear other stories. I have friends out there and I speak to them. Last time, one of my boys, Mexicali, was telling me that he got a phone call from, I guess, a local group or cartel. I'm not going to mention the name. They threatened him with his life, his family. They knew where he lived. They knew so much about him. But I think they were watching him. They got him once. The first time they got him for a good amount of money. Second time, it was like, nah. He did his homework. He did his research. Cartels, the heavyweights out there that are known, are not doing these little petty little kidnap for ransom and that. Like I said, they don't want unnecessary attention from local authorities or whatever. The word is circulating out there. Be careful when you go to Tijuana, to Mexico, period. Especially if you go over there flossing, you know, big old truck, and cheese placas in California with gold and this and that. And I understand a lot of people that are from Mexico, proud of their hard work over here in the state, accomplishments, taking care of their familia over there in Mexico. And hey, they decide to get vacation time, and hey, they go out there with their big ass mamalona. And ¿qué pasa? To them, they're proud and they're happy that they work so hard for the accomplishment. Pero la misma vez, the locals are like, hating, you know? Está cabrón, man. You know, sometimes it's better to just, if you have feria or whatever little toys you buy or invest on, mejor ir a bajita la mano. The motive, it was clear that the lady was going for what reason? Hey, like I always tell people, there's always three sides of the story. The truth, the left, and the right party. It's been speculated that victims, they have previous convictions. They're looking more into their background, and I believe they all have some type of criminal record in regards to drugs. This was not mentioned also on the mainstream media here in the States. Let's get to the juicy part. With all this shit going on, we got a few senators already voicing their thoughts. They're on the works of writing some bills, put them on the mesa, and get the rest of the Congress, rest of their homies on the mesa that make decisions for the rest of the casa, the White House. They're thinking of pushing up on Mexico now. They send a message, which I'm going to play.
You have let your country slide into the hands of narco-terrorists. You're leaving us with no other choices. He can be critical of me. I don't care.
That's step one. Name them for what they are, terrorist organizations. Step two is give the military the power, as the last resort, if Mexico won't help, to blow these damn labs up and kill the people who are killing us. I want every drug dealer in Mexico to not sleep well at night wondering if there's a missile coming through the window.
We need to unleash the fury of the United States. We're not going to sit on the sidelines anymore as a nation and watch our neighbor become a narco state that kills more Americans in a single year than we lost in Vietnam.
If you continue to give safe haven to fentanyl drug dealers, then you're an enemy of the United States.
We're going to terrorize the terrorist. I can tell you what it's like to be a terrorist when the U.S. military is on your ass. You don't sleep well at night. Fentanyl is a weapon of mass destruction being unleashed on America from your country. You're allowing safe havens for these groups to operate with impunity. The best thing can happen is that we work together, but I will tell the president of Mexico that what you're doing is not working.
They're being poisoned with drugs. And look, I'm going to show you a quick little video of a cop doing just a regular traffic stop. And I was exposed clearly to fentanyl and almost OD. Man, that's sad. Let's check this shit out.
An American police officer has overdosed on the job during a traffic stop. Dramatic Vision shows the officer unresponsive on the side of the road after she was exposed to fentanyl. The officers were conducting a traffic stop when the wind blew the deadly drug into her face, causing her to overdose.
We are going to unleash the fury, might of the United States. Ooh, híjole, the fury of the United States of America. Is that a good idea? Violence is not the solution to everything. And I know the United States has the military power to do so, but there's gonna be repercussions. There's gonna be consequences. Different good and bad circumstances. I mean, what do you guys think? Now, they're trying to label these cartels, Mexican drug cartels, to be designated as foreign terrorist organizations. Now they're putting them in the box as terrorists. I'm just gonna voice these different groups. We have the Sinaloa cartel, second Jalisco New Generation, El Golfo, Los Zetas, the New East cartel, Juarez cartel, Tijuana cartel, Beltran, La Familia Michoacana. Motherfuckers are on the bullseye. What does this mean? ¿Qué significa? Let's get into this. Vamos a ver. Mira nomás. Uy, uy, uy. Salud, first and foremost. Before I get into this shit on a different note, que vivan los Dodgers. They have that produces fentanyl. Let's talk about China, first and foremost, porque aquí el pedo está con los pinches chinos. China, the Chinese. Them motherfuckers, you gotta watch out. Calladitos, humble, parecen que ni quedan un platito. Those are the worst ones. Quiet ones. Silent but deadly. China's a big player when it comes to fentanyl. Those of you who know, el fentanyl viene de China. The fentanyl comes from China. Maybe not the whole product, but some of the chemicals that contribute to making fentanyl. Now, whether if it gets transported or Mexico, already done or not done, I don't know. I'm not an expert. According to rumors, dicen que los chinos tienen algo que ver con el fentanyl. Say that it's coming from China, Mexico, and from Mexico, the States. So why don't we crack down on China and have them to put a stop on whatever chemical or resource? There's rich men that are playing these countries like chess against each other. And how I think China is attacking the United States through drugs. China somehow, some way is waging war against us. And I believe by poisoning our youth, our kids, our people through the calles is a way to do so. They know that Americans have a hard time in controlling their desires. Smile at the enemy, but behind his back. Chinga su madre. China building businesses. They say that there's been more of a Chinese presence in Mexico as far as building businesses, investing on land, buying land, agriculture. Mexico has a lot of resources that are valuable, and the Chinese are very interested. Not only that, but buying the friendship of the Mexican government. No, hey, we're in debt with China. Once you're in debt to the lender, you become the slave. Now let's say that hypothetically speaking, the Chinese are little by little befriending the Mexican government, the Mexican people, building businesses, giving them jobs, opportunities. Next thing you know, now the Chinese try to get the Mexican government to allow them make a base in Mexico. Now, damn, we have a superpower. Not only the enemy, but next door to us. Wow. You don't want to make enemies with your neighbors. These big fucking bombs next door to us, it's easy to blow us up. It's not convenient for the states to make an enemy of the Mexican government. Okay, now let's say if a war kicks off, where are we going to stand? The war on drugs has been on for many years, many presidencies. Nothing has been accomplished. All we get and all we see is bloody war, bloody money. Yeah, they caught a few top dogs. Few of them have died. El Chapo is arrested. Did that stop the flow of drugs coming into the United States? No, it didn't. I actually think it made it worse. Because as far as Mexican Americans, where do we stand? What would you do if Mexico goes out of war with the United States? We're going to be in the middle. Because some of us still have family over there. Some of us have family that are soldiers and are part of the politics over there in Mexico. Maybe whether they're serving the military, la Marina, or maybe the cartels. I mean, damn. You know, who would you side on? What makes sense to you? Crazy, huh? How about if the Mexican government try to control votes? We're getting close to an election. 2024, I believe. They say Donald Trump's going to run. I'm sure the Mexican government can influence a lot of Mexicans over here in the States that are able to vote. Remember, us Mexicans or Mexican Americans are knowledgeable of our culture still, that still have family in Mexico, that our blood, man, we have a lot of pride. Tenemos mucho orgullo, pride, you know. We're really set with our beliefs, you know. We're grounded when it comes to believing in something. Like, man, we put all our ganas, all we have to execute whatever we put in our mind. Or let the Mexican government influence us just because my abuelita lives in Mexico and, hey, do it for the patria, do it, booty, woo, woo, woo. Man, they could be very damaging for the United States. Not only that, but the majority of Mexicans are the ones doing the hard labor in the United States. Imagine if one day every Mexican American decides to not go to work. Pero man, Manny, we all know the Mexican government is corrupted. Pues come on, forget about it, huh? This corruption bullshit goes way back. Fuck Calderon, Fox, Peña Nieto. It goes. In the past, it's clear that many government Mexican parties have failed, waging war against drugs. So many innocent families dying, and this and that. The Mexican government right now is getting butthurt and offended because the U.S. is telling them to get their act together. If not, they're gonna do something about it. And like they said, I don't think they're gonna come in with tanks and choppers and, a bunch of soldiers running the street. No, man, if they infiltrate or something about it, I think they're gonna get it done diplomatically. I saw a report where they were talking about Colombia. Colombia is a prime example of U.S. interference. The U.S. helped Colombia get where it's at now, and I heard now it's a very beautiful country to go visit, considering it having a wicked past, a dark past. It's a nice place now. Don't get me wrong, I do not agree with the U.S. infiltrating Mexico. It's like I don't agree with them infiltrating Afghanistan, Iraq, Iran, or whatever other state they have done their desmadre. As a superpower, that's part of their job. Part of their job is to have control in every country, some way, somehow, whether if it's through aid, financial aid, weapons, food, schools, education, training. Hey, I'm already helping you. Just do me a favor. Let me do this and that. These guys that are running the United States of America, the government, the CIA, the FBI, all these motherfuckers, secret societies that are running the show are very, very intelligent. Motherfuckers are 10 years already ahead of the game. To me, infiltrating a different country, not cool. Let them run their own show. But at the same time, if it's gonna have an effect on our country, then you know what? And try to reach a solution by helping you maybe mentally to find a way to stop this drug getting to our streets and poisoning our people before we take action. Now, of course, you get people talking shit about, well, before you put your nose over here in Mexico, make sure that you have control over all the artillery, all these weapons. These fucking sicarios are fucking heavily armed. And those guns, you're not able to purchase in Mexico because I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, it's against the law, right? I think they don't sell them out there like that for the public. Where else do they get them from? It makes sense, all these fucking guns going over there. I mean, without guns, I'm sure they'll find a different way to fucking kill motherfuckers. Pero pues, everybody's trying to survive. Everybody's trying to eat them. Unfortunately, the money is the root of all evil, man. What we could do is pray, man. I spoke on this a little earlier, the kidnapping and violence that happens in Mexico every day. Every day, so much crazy shit be happening, man. We don't hear about it. Or we probably do, but we don't care. Whether they had a good purpose or a righteous agenda going into Mexico or a bad one, hey, never gonna know. Whatever goes wrong comes around, and only God knows, man. What is it that they had coming? Look at that DA that went to vacation somewhere in Mexico, got killed. It's not the first and the last time it's gonna happen. It's just that this time around made a big bell out of it. My take when it comes to people being kidnapped for ransom, they act like they're cartels or they work for the cartels, but in reality, I said it earlier, the cartels have no business in doing these little mamadas. First and foremost, it's gonna bring negative attention to themselves that they don't need. They have much better ideas in the works than to get 5,000 rat ass dollars. That's why, real quick, I advise you people that go over there. If you know anybody in Mexico that lives out there in Tijuana, Rosarito, or wherever you're gonna go and hang out, make sure that you stick around with the locals that you could trust, porque once they see you with people that are local, they seem to back off. Like, I can't get over this motherfucker. They know what's up. You get fooled, man. You can't fall into that bullshit drama. These bajadores are cartel members because you've seen this cartel supposedly turned around and turned these fools in like, here, do you really think if they were working for them, they'll turn them in like that, like basura? They're just a bunch of little thugs running the guys. Se salieron de verga. Now they're like, fuck, we got heat on us now. Man, fuck these fools. They even wrote a note and everything like, hey, you know what? My bad. Spend some mensa. That's bad for business, man. Sad. Whether the United States infiltrates Mexico, whether they do or not, I mean, hey, it's all for the good and the better and the prosperity of our fellow Mexicanos. ¿Me entiendes? And I know todos tenemos orgullo. Mexican government, they're entitled to, hey, pop out their chest. Hey, sabes que, you're not going to come in here. As bad as it is, many years ago, the United States took some land from Mexico. Or I think one of the presidents gave it to the U.S. government. Mexico no se raja. I'll tell you that the Mexican military and government are not trying to unify with the cartel. If they do fight against the U.S., they're going to fight separately. I don't see them coming together. I mean, that's not going to make sense, and that's going to be looking bad for the Mexican government. Hey, todo es posible. Going back to history, the only one that invaded Mexico and attacked them still got away. Pancho Villa. Hugo. Did you know that? See what I mean? What I tell you, history is very important. History always repeats itself, homies. I'm not saying that it's gonna be a fucking Mexican superhero invading the United States anytime soon, pero none of that has ever happened besides 9/11. Pancho Villa did it. Him and a few horsemen. My point in bringing this up is to let you know how much quota runs through the fucking Mexican blood, huh? I'm just saying. You know, I like to sometimes think the impossible. You know, what if? You know, I like to think the unknown. I like to just make my mind wander. You know, about if this is just the tip of the iceberg, where maybe Mexico someday gets its land back. About if Mexico gets California back, Texas, Arizona, New Mexico. You know what I'm saying? The Mexican pueblo has a lot of heart. Our blood, man, is de acero. Whether we fight for the well-being of our fellow citizens over here in the United States, or try to destroy another country for the benefit of the rich, who knows? But to me, matters is the well-being of all humanities. At the end of the day, we all breathe the same air. We all bleed. We all eat, shit, and sleep. There's nobody better than nobody. And to let greed get the best out of both worlds, the purpose and the real benefit, only God knows the hearts of these individuals, these senators that are all of a sudden trying to be nosy and infiltrate a different country, a neighboring ally that's been there with us through good or bad. Hopefully I made sense and what I talked about. You know, there's a bigger world out there, a bigger picture that we gotta focus on and that affects us all in the long run. It's time for us as raza, as homies, minorities, to open up our eyes. Maybe if you want to educate yourselves, fuck it, let it be. Like I said, iron sharpens iron, and learning from one another is only gonna take us to the top. I wish the best our fellow paisanos over there in Mexico. Hopefully the government's able to make better choices for their country, and I hope the best for our country as well. With that said, homies, hey, hope you like the spill. My name is Manny. I'm the Jaguar Man. Por favor, subscribe, push the like button, let your homie know, your homegirl, that we're keeping it hood over here. Hood-wide. Just trying to make homies, never break. That's it. Big abrazo, a big firm handshake. Stay up, homies, till next time. Al rato.
Hood-wise.